If you're a performing singer or would like to become a performing singer, I've put together 7 steps to help you elevate your craft while you're stuck at home. And I know you're stuck at home because the world is stuck at home. That's right, this situation is real and we've got to deal. So now is not the time to lay back and hibernate away until this blows over. It's time to get up and get your act together. Hey! I said it's time to get up and let's address these 7 steps so you can elevate your craft to the next level. Tip number 1 is to start exercising your body. Now, if you've already got an exercise routine, keep it. That's awesome. But if you don't, now is a golden time to start one. Hey, you don't have to be a hero. Just jump on a machine and start running, or use the ellipsoidal, or hop on a bike and start pedaling. Actually, the best exercise for singing is swimming. It's easy on the joints, great for breath management, and in case you're wondering, yep, chlorine kills viruses. Don't want to go in the water? Well, maybe you can find yourself a secluded place along the water. Go for a jog or a hike. Now, while running on the sand is a great challenge for your lungs, so is running or hiking on a mountain trail. It's the uneven turf and going up inclines and down declines keeps the challenge moving, so your breath is always adjusting. And sometimes city streets are just as secluded these days as mountain canyons, and you can find yourself enough obstacles to make it challenging. Now, if all of those options seem like way too much commitment, just find yourself 2 stairs. That's all it takes. And form yourself a little routine. 1 up, 2 down, 2 up, 2 down. Just go up and down with your little dance until your heart is pumping. Now, clearly watching me run, you could see that I'm no athlete, but I spend way too much time sitting on a piano bench, and now everybody is too dormant. So this thing is about getting in condition is not to be like some physically buff, athlete. It's to make sure that your physical condition can hold up to what the demands of singing will be once you start performing. Also, as your physical condition deteriorates, so does your spirits. So let's get the body back in shape and let's get your mind back up out of this funk. Now, this brings me to tip number 2, which is exercising your body is great, but you also need to exercise your voice. Vocalizing is not the same as singing. Vocalizing is when we focus on the flaws, not the applause. When you're on stage or when you're performing, you want to highlight your assets. When you're working on your voice, doing exercises, you want to highlight on the things that need the most work. Now, this requires that you work at full volume and you find a private space. And that can be the most challenging aspect, especially now. For most people, a car is the only sanctuary available. So when no one is looking, sneak out of the house and take advantage of a moment alone. And if you don't have access to a car, somewhere where you live, there's going to be a tiny little room with a lot of sound-absorbing clothes inside. Shove those clothes aside, step in, and voila, you've got yourself a private little practice space. Voice still too loud? Grab a pillow, place it up against your mouth, step back into your private vocal booth, and start practicing. Now, the whole point of vocalizing at full volume in a private space is to develop rock-solid vocal skills, which of course carries directly over to tip number 3. Now is the perfect time to perform an exorcism on those devilish songs in your set list. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones you shuffle around from night to night, don't even do them some nights, definitely don't open a set with them. Now's the time to deal with them. So this is the cross, the bridge between vocalizing and performing. When you're performing, you're not allowed to, to explore, to experiment. So you're only going to draw from the behaviors that you trust. So vocalizing is expanding those behaviors, and now you've got to apply them to the difficult songs. So break them down. Break down little areas like choruses or phrases alone that give you trouble. Put a single vowel on them. Put gibberish in place of the lyrics. Sing them with different circumstances, like sing them with earplugs in. Take these guys and shove them in and sing the same song. Sing the song laying down on your back. Experiment with lots of different ways to deal with it, and you'll find there's routes that you didn't dare try with an audience in front of you, and those new kind of approaches may just solve some of the problems with there. And if it's an insolvable problem, well, then that brings me to tip number 4. It's time to do some house cleaning on your repertoire. Update your set list. Learn some new songs. And if some of those troubling songs just can't be tamed, ditch them. There's a billion songs out there. Why are you singing stuff that doesn't fit your voice very well? Explore changing keys. Re-listen to songs that you've been doing for ages. You might be surprised at what the original sounds like. If it's been a while, it deserves a re-listen. So these things are going to freshen up your set, because really what you want to highlight is your assets. Pick songs that really highlight what you do well, and then arrange them in ways that make sense, which brings me to tip number 5. A segue is a smooth transition, and that, my friends, is a separate skill set. Some people are really good at the between-song patter, but if you're not one of them, then it deserves your attention. You can work on it. A quick surf through Facebook or YouTube, and you'll see a lot of bedroom performances that begin with apologies.
Hi guys, I'm just working on this song. I don't really know it that well. Like, I can't play all the chords, and I kind of keep forgetting the lyrics, but I just wanted to post it to see if y'all like it. So let me know in the comments below. Bye.
If you get in the habit of those kind of intros, when you get back up on stage, first thing the audience is going to wonder is, why the hell are you playing the song if you're not ready to perform it? The other kind of nervous time filler intro I see a lot of is the TMI, too much personal information.
Here's a song I wrote about my ex, and I don't want to name any names or anything, even though it wouldn't matter because she blocked me and unfriended me. We used to work together, and long story. Name of the song is Lisa. Hope you like it.
Rather than ask the audience to feel sorry for you, a better way to engage them is to ask them to feel sorry for themselves. What? Yeah. The best way to engage an audience is to ask a question. Ask them a question and they'll start ruminating over their experience. Now you've got them engaged. The whole point here is to have a plan. Intros are very hard to come up with witty little things, so if you're not a good comedian, don't attempt it. But have a plan. And the best time to formulate that plan is while a song is still being played, meaning as you're just ending a song, have a plan in mind about what you're about to play. And if that's not something you're good at, then prearrange groups of 3s and 5s. It doesn't have to be a medley, but it just has to be sort of a segue of one song into the next, and practice that. For instance, if you're coming to the end of a song, let's say you're doing the U2 song, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. You're coming to the end, still haven't found what I'm looking for. And then right in. Go right in then to Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. Why? Because the two are connected. And you could even vamp. Let's say you just keep these chords going, like an intro. At the end of U2 song, you go, have you ever noticed that people that haven't found what they're looking for keep on looking? They keep on moving. And then go right into Tom Petty. People will get that you're connecting it because they all have the same longing theme. The songs do. So group your songs in subject, in manner, in sentiment, but group them in 3s and 5s. Show that there's a connection. Show that there was a plan for the evening. Don't make it up to your audience to have the good time. Be a gracious host or hostess. Okay, my next 2 tips actually are so easy to do when shut into the house, but they're so easy to do that often performers skip right over them. Number 6 is to develop the skill to sing a high note at a low volume. Yeah, that's really important, even if you never sing that way on stage. It's important because it signals the health and flexibility of your voice. And so now that you're not performing, now that the normal excuse of, my schedule's too busy, my voice is always shot, those excuses are wiped out now. So now's the time to develop that skill and make sure that you're always singing your notes by choice, not by default. What does that mean? Often we're just avoiding register transitions when we sing higher. We're just pumping them out just in order that we don't crack or embarrass ourselves. So now, perfect time, because there's no audience, to develop that skill. This is low volume vocalizing. It also is going to sort of segue right into cool downs with after a gig. There's no better way to shut your voice down than low volume high notes. They'll give you the best gauge as to your health and what kind of work you got looking forward to next day, meaning how long will your warm-up chore be. If your voice is in good condition when you go to bed, you're going to be pretty good condition when you wake up. If it's shot when you go to bed, you already know you got a long day ahead of you. And so take care of that now. Develop that skill to sing high notes at a low volume. Now, number 7 is so easy to do, it's silent. Visualizing a performance has never been more important. It may be a while until we all can get back up on a stage. And so you don't want to go back through the same paces you did as a rookie. Maintain your performing chops by closing your eyes and visualizing the same clubs and the same theaters you perform at. See yourself going through those paces. Research shows that when we visualize a performance, all the same neurons are firing. The only connection missing is that to the larynx or that to the hands if you're playing piano or guitar or something like that. It is important to visualize. And remember, the connection, we're all missing that connection of live people in the audience. So when you finish your visualization, when you finish your performance, remember to hear the applause. Remember applause? Remember what it was like when we used to get together and see a live show? Fantasize with me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm Mark Baxter for Vocalizing.com. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you.